Just get it to where, you know, it talks about the decree going forth. I got it. I can find it, though.
Yeah, you have to find that one, bro.
Yeah. I can find it. We'll get the one in Maccabees first while I find the other one. Just check and make sure everything cool. Like this. We live? We live, it looks like.
Oh,
yeah, we live, we good.
Check, my bad.
No, we good. I checked it just now. Nick, Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash.
Double honors to apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. All right? Now, Israel recently just signed, they got a company that they use for media and propaganda. I think it's called LAPAM. Okay? And they just signed a $45 million deal with YouTube and Google, all right, basically to filter any rhetoric against the small hats, all right? And that's been effective. People all over social media have been showing videos where an advertisement will come up before, you know, say they're speaking about there not being any food in Gaza. An advertisement will come up before that video plays and say, this is false information, there's plenty of food in Gaza, da-da-da-da. So they're really trying to bump up, you know, the narrative around what you can say and what you can't say. And when you get on social media nowadays, I'm not sure if anybody else has noticed it, but it's a new person every day going in on the small hats. They could have been, you know, shut that down, but it's almost like they have allowed people to bring up all the nastiness they're doing, to speak out about the nastiness they're doing. They even have people with big platforms. You talk about a Candace Owens, the Calvin Klein guy. Recently, he started speaking out against the small hats. All these people have casted this net to say, hey, look at what these small hats are doing. And it's allowed for people to get on the bandwagon and say, yeah, the small hats are the problem, which they are. And they're going to use Palantir to round up all those people that were so-called anti-Semites, right? Which we know that's a bullshit tactic they use because they, you know, there's a bunch of Semites, but they use that tactic to say that they're the actual people. Now, I'm going to go in the scriptures, you know, the brother got something, going to have precepts, so we're going to bring out precepts showing you that it's always been the narrative to come at our people. It's been little ways to attack our people, and one of the ways they're going to attack the believers is that you're saying that you're a Jew. That's anti-Semitic. So in the book of Maccabees, it was illegal at one point in time when the Greeks were ruling for a man to profess himself a Jew. That's coming back. Okay, and we also going to get the example of Haman when he let out a decree. But we're going to start here first. You got it, bro.
I want to start at the top.
Con, you got it.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 1. It says, not long after the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not live after the laws of the Most High.
Yeah, so they want, hey, separate from your heritage. Cut this shit out. We're all one people. We're all together, brother. That's the spirit. They come in even to this day. They want you to separate from the Most High. And that's where our power lies. All right? And that's how you're in good standing with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? And that's why the Maccabees are such a big deal, man, because that family, that sect, they held fast to the Lord's ways. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2, and to pollute also the temple of Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and then Garizim,
to worship other gods. Okay? In 2020, you had a small example of that. All right? People were called to, hey, look at this syringe as your salvation. In the days to come, people that aren't on board with the agenda, all right, that's going to be pushed, you're going to be ostracized. they're going to call on you to look at something else for your salvation. Ultimately, that's going to be that chip. And that's what we've been warning people about time and time again. They're going to tell you, hey, this is what you need to be safe and secure. This is your covering. They want you to put up your true covering, all right, for some artificial one they're building up. You got it.
All right, 2 Maccabees 6 and verse 2. It says, and to pollute also the temple of Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in derision of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. It says, the coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots, and had to do with women within the circuits of the holy places.
So you had the leaders of our people have always been in the pockets of the enemy. Money, sex, women, a lifestyle that they've grown fond of. That's why the scriptures say a gift destroyeth the heart. So even back then, you had leaders of our people that were leading the whole congregation astray. Even today, you have people with fringes on their shirts who are leading the whole congregation astray. And it's clear to see that something's going on there in the pocket. All right? Just like these same spirits back in that time. You got it.
It says, and besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. It says, the
second kid is not lawful. Doing it in a woman's butt, that's not lawful. Okay? There's certain things that just should be frowned upon within our community, but they're being uplifted, amongst these so-called leaders. You got it.
Verse 5, it says, the altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbidden. Now it says, neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. You had to put off this. It's gonna come a time within this society, and the elder Michael always says it. It's gonna come a time where being an Israelite ain't cute, and we're getting ready to step into that time where your metal's gonna be tested. And if you haven't used this grace period to build yourself up, or to allow Yahweh Shah to build you up, so that you can stand stiffly for the things of the Lord, then you're gonna fold, man. Because all the things that people are attached to, the comforts that people are attached to are going to be stripped from you. So that's why it's a good thing, man, to abstain from the desires of the flesh. To really fight the fight every day. I see this brother, he got something. His mind turning. You got it. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Mm-hmm. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Because that's who they really want to get to. They want to get to the people that fear the Lord. Yeah, there's going to be other people and sects caught up in that, but the real group of people they want to get to is those that fear the Lord, because those are those who are going to usurp the throne from them. Okay? So they got to get rid of those people. And they're going to be like a madman sparing none, because they know once they begin to roll on us in that carnal fashion, that the scriptures say a standard is going to be lifted up. And they're already seeing that standard in the skies. Yeah. All right? But it's going to be, they're going to be attacked from all sides. So they're going to go for it, man. And you got to be able to stand still in your faith. All right? You got it, bro. Yeah, you want to say something, huh? No, it's a little bit more. Going back, 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse, I read 71 again. It says, they shall be like a madman sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Speak on it, bro.
Yeah, because you had mentioned that all these things that these people are attached to right now, well, that's going to be stripped away. You see, and it's going to be done purposely, man. You see, ultimately to make the people bow down, all right, to Esau's agenda, because he's going to collapse this society in order to get the people to fall to his will, man. That's ultimately his whole plan, man. You see, it's to put you in a position to where you have to come to him for everything, man. The same shit that Nimrod was doing back when you read in Genesis chapter 10 and 11. You know what I'm saying? That's what Nimrod was doing. He was keeping control. All right, and when you read into Josephus, it tells you how he turned the government into tyranny, man. This is the same thing that this Edomite is doing right now. You see?
That's right.
It's a little bit more, bro.
Nah, you got it.
Verse 73. It says, there shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
So you're going to be tried. It says in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, that, you know, the righteous and the wicked are going to suffer straight things. But those that stood for righteousness, they're going to see the wide, man. Okay? So, understanding that, man, right now is the time to build yourself up for the persecution to come. And a lot of people, they haven't been built up in the spirit for that persecution. They haven't even been told it's going to be persecution that they're going to have to go through. So how you think they're going to do when the test starts? You understand? I did find that example in Ezra too, where the decree went forth.
Okay.
I mean Esther 3:13. But yeah, man, everything is playing out exactly how the scripture said they would, and there's examples that we could pull from the past to show you how our forefathers that passed the test dealt with it. Okay? The Lord delivered. If you can go, I'm gonna get it real quick. This is 2nd Maccabees.
I got you.
2:60.
I got you.
1st Maccabees 2:60. Salaki.
All right. This 1st Maccabees chapter 2. All right, in verse 60, it says, Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
None that put their trust in the Lord have ever been overcome. All our forefathers that passed the test, they were put in impossible situations, seemingly to the carnal eye. But because they held fast to the instruction from the Lord, because they held fast to their integrity, the Lord delivered them out of those situations. There are going to be a lot of people who know a bunch of precepts, but they're not going to have the gumption to truly walk in what they've read, to truly believe that the Lord is about to get them out of the situation. You got to allow the Lord to work, and you got to trust Him. It's different between reading it and walking it. Okay, yeah, you need to read it. Blessed is he that reads it, but you need to put these things into practice in your daily life.
Right.
You got it, bro.
Verse 60. Verse 61. Yeah, verse 61. Salaki. 1st Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 61. It says, and thus consider ye throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. It says, fear not then the words of a sinful man.
And we know the man of sin, the son of perdition. We know that's Esau Edom, and he's going to have his last go-round in these times. Okay? So we are not to fear this man. Fear not him that can destroy the body, but fear him that can destroy both soul and body in hell. Nothing can happen to you unless the Lord sanctions it, and you have to remember that in the days to come. Nothing can go down unless the Lord okayed it first. All right? And if you're truly seeking the Lord with the whole heart, if he does okay something, it's because he's setting up the scene to do something miraculous, to bring glory to his name. All right? You got to understand that.
That's something.
This is, you got it. Go ahead.
John 19 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, then said Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? Yahushua answered, thou couldst have no power at all against me except it were given from thee from above.
That's it. You speak on it, brother.
Yeah, like the brother said, man. Whatever we going through is basically okay by the Lord. The Lord is allowing it to happen to us, man. So you got to understand that though, no matter what you looking at with your carnal eyes, man, the Lord is in control. Now, if you step into Jacob's trouble with that mindset, man, you see, and fearing the Lord, you gonna win. That's an unbeatable mindset, man, and that's something that Esau is scared of, man. You see, scared of a man. Esau is scared of a man who ain't afraid to die, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But there's no such thing. We know there's no such thing. Right. That's the understanding that you have when you understand how life and death works in the scriptures. There's no such thing. Okay? That's right. We were created to be immortal, and the Lord's going to hold fast to that. Now, there's going to be some who are martyrs here on this side, but they're going to be brought back. The dead in Yahushua shall be raised up first. We got new special, higher grade, extraterrestrial bodies waiting for us in the heavens. This is just a loaner. This is a beater to get us to work, to do the work. We're going to get the red card upon graduation, man. All right, you got it. That was basically it on that. Now I want to finish this in 1st Maccabees 2 and 62. It says, fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. You know, he's going to be taken down from that rulership seat. He's not going to be there forever. Right. He's not going to be in this power seen position forever. Isaiah 47.
bunch of chapters. Isaiah the 14th chapter. Okay, he's gonna get double what he dished out. Revelation 18:6, verse 63. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust. And it says, sit in the dust in Isaiah 47:1. And his thought is come to nothing. So it's already written that he loses. You gotta understand that, man. And move like you know it. A lot of people they don't understand the prophecy. They don't know how things are gonna play out. So they aren't gonna be able to move with that confidence. You see?
Right.
And whenever you got, go ahead.
Did you want to go back to that Maccabees, or that was it on there?
I think that was it on that. Just that it was unlawful for a man to profess himself a Jew.
Okay.
Hold on, man. Okay, it looks like it's back going now. Yeah, I think because I just refreshed it, but it looks like it's going on.
Okay,
yeah. Goddamn.
Yeah, bro.
Trying to keep you in the frame.
Nah, I ain't tripping on being on camera, bro.
Okay.
I ain't tripping.
I want you on camera, though.
Yeah, got that in
Esther?
Esther, yeah.
Esther 3
Yeah.
and 32, but you can start up in a good spot.
Yeah, I am. I'm reading the GNT, bro. So this is
GNT go hard.
Yeah, I'm reading the GNT. This is Esther, all right, 3, and I'm gonna start at verse let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start up, bro. Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna start at the top of it. So this is Esther 3 and 1 in the GNT. It says, sometime later, King Xerxes honored a man named Haman, son of Hamadai. I don't even know how to say that word, bro. That name, Hamadatha. No, it's Hamadatha. What? Hamadatha. A Bogian or whatever that is. Bogan. God, the water. All right, so it says, by promoting him to a position of prime minister. It says the king ordered all the officials in his service to show their respect for Haman by bowing to him. It says they all did so except Mordecai, who refused to bow to Haman. See, Mordecai, he wasn't down because Haman was an Edomite. All right, but they bowing to him. That whoa. There's one power that we bow down into and show that kind of reverence. Right. And you show respect to our apostles and elders and things like this. But to worship? Yeah, that's what he wanted. Yeah, he wanted to be worshipped. Hell no. Hell no. And he found out, Mordecai, this is the Edomite finding this out. Mordecai is a Jew. Mm-hmm. This is the same people that persecuted my forefathers. The same people I always had beef with. This is my chance to get all these people up out of here. All right? Remember this is the same thought in modern day time that Esau has. He wants to get us up out of here. He has the same mindset, the same evil thought that Haman had. Okay? And he's going to get the same end as well. You got it. Going back, verse 3, it says the other officials in the royal service asked him why he was disobeying the king's command. It says day after day they urged him to give in, but he would not listen to them. Day after day, let me tell you something. In the time to come, you're going to continue to be urged to put off what we're doing right now. Right. You're going to continue to be urged to put off this walk. You're going to continue to be urged to, hey, it's like, but you can still kind of conform to what we're doing over here. You can take the chip and still call on the Lord. No, you can't. Mm-hmm. Look, you can't. You have to pick a side. The Lord don't do that playing the fix shit. Right. You're going to have to separate from this society. That means the people, the things, and relationships. That's the cost. Count the cost. All right? But anything that you lose, the Lord already told us that we're going to receive 100-fold in the kingdom.
He told the 12 that, and that applies to all of the believers, man. Anything that you forsaken here on this side, you got it.
Don, it says, day after day, they urged him to give in, but he would not listen to them. I am a Jew, he explained, and I cannot bow to Haman. So they told Haman how Mordecai was defying the king's order. It says Haman was furious when he realized that Mordecai was not going to bow to him, and so he made plans to kill every Jew in the whole Persian Empire.
So this was the thought. This was his plan. Keep in mind, we're overlaying the parallel between back then and today. These people, regardless of what's going on, the Captain Kirk that just got off, they're somehow finding a way to make us still a problem.
Right.
Because the agenda is the same as Haman's agenda back then. The people on this side have always been, an adversary to white supremacy, or should I say, white insecurity. You got it? Keep going.
Done. Verse 7. It says, in the 12th year of the king Xerxes' reign, Haman ordered the lot. Like it says, Haman ordered the lots to be cast to find out the right day and month to destroy the Jews, all in a single day.
All right, now Agenda 3030, all these different plans, man. They have the similar motives in actions. You guys had a question? What's the question?
Well, what does the lion mean, bro?
So the lion, you got the Lion of Judah, which stands for Yahweh Shah, right? Who the word English calls Jesus. Okay, so that's the lion, and then all these are the biblical names of these people here on the right. All right, according to their forefathers. Now these are the people that the Lord promised rulership and dominion to. Okay, when He comes back, these people fit the prophecies in the Bible. All right, that line up with the predicament that these people will be in. You go to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, it says that especially the southern kingdom will be sold into slavery on ships. These people came over to the Americas after the Assyrian captivity. That's why when you look at the Los Lunas stones, they have the Paleo Hebrew on it. Same people. So this is just a starting point to get into the prophecies of the scriptures, if that's what you're looking at.
Yeah. And I was just curious.
Yep, that's what's going on. We're going into the Bible.
All right, then, bro. Y'all have a good man.
So, going back, Esther 3 in verse, continuing on in verse 7, it says the 14th day of the month, Adar, was the date chosen. Verse 8, so Haman told the king, there is a certain... I know, that's so loud, bro.
They probably can still hear us, but it's fucking us up.
It says, verse 8, so Haman told the king, there's a certain race of people scattered among the nations all over your empire. They observe customs that are not like those of any other people. Moreover, they do not obey the laws of the empire, so it is not your best interest to tolerate them.
So that was the spin. Oh, this is a troublesome. At the same time when we came back from Babylon and we was building. What did they say to the king? This is troublesome people. You know what I mean? They always revolting and doing all that. So that was the narrative they spent. That's the narrative that's going to be spent on the Israelites. They going to make it as though, Shalom, they going to make it as though we don't want to conform to the status quo that they're pushing. And we don't. All right? But we're not going out in a carnal way and trying to establish our own righteousness, man. The Lord's going to do that on our behalf. But this is the narrative Haman was spinning to justify the children of Israel being rolled on. Okay? Is that it on that?
No, it's more. Verse 9, if it please your majesty, issue a decree that they are to be put to death. If you do this, I promise to put 375 tons of silver in your royal treasury.
Read that part again.
Verse 9, if it pleases your majesty, issue a decree that they are put to death. If you do this, I promise to put 350 tons of silver in your royal treasury.
Yeah, man. So again, in our time, decrees are going to go forth to get these people up out of here. How are you going to be moving during that time? Are you going to hold fast? You're going to hold fast to your crown? Or are you going to fold because you haven't used this time to exercise your spiritual muscles? All right? You have something you want to say, bro?
Nah, some more though.
Go ahead.
All right, continuing on, verse 11, it says, the king told him, keep the money and do whatever and do whatever you want with that race of people, Salakia. It says, verse 12, so on the 13th day of the first month, Haman called the king's secretaries and dictated a proclamation to be translated into every language in the empire and to be sent to all the rulers and governors. It was issued in the name of King Xerxes and sent to all the 127 provinces which scattered from India to Ethiopia.
129 provinces. That's more than 50 states. You got it, bro.
Verse 13, runners took these proclamations to every province in the empire. It contained the instructions that on a single day in the 12th month, the month of Adar, all Jews were to be killed and their belongings confiscated.
So check this out. It was a decree that went out throughout all the kingdom that the Israelites were to be killed and their belongings confiscated. You think it was just the military getting down with that, or did they commission some of the citizens to help?
Right.
Do you think there wasn't propaganda surrounding that day, leading up to that day, to justify in the minds of the society and the people that, hey, this is something that needs to go down? It was propaganda going out. It's going to be propaganda going out in our time. That's why we brought up the deal with Benjamin Netanyahu and Google and YouTube and the ads that they're running before videos. That's why we brought that up at the beginning of the lesson, because they're getting ready to start to push that propaganda out. All right? We read about it in social studies as a kid. World War II, they had all that propaganda, and you read it as a kid. You're like, why would people follow for this shit? People are stupid. Now that you're an adult, you realize how stupid people are. People fall for stupid shit. You know, people believe anything that they're told, especially if it comes from the government. So you got to be able to withstand the persecution, being seen as a piece of shit. People are going to look at you as a piece of shit. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with going through that for the sake of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? A lot of people are not okay with that, and you're going to see it. Okay? Then you had something you want to say, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that's what comes with the territory. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's in John, it's either 15 or 17. I think it's in 17. How it goes into the Lord, not the Lord. The world doesn't love you as the same as it didn't love the Lord, because we are not of the world, right? Because this world is filled with nothing but, everything completely contrary to the Lord. So that's just something that comes with the territory, right? You say you're a Lord. You say that you're the Lord's disciple. All right, are you going to accept the backlash that comes with it? Because the Lord, he received a lot of backlash, right? Keeping in mind, he was a perfect man that walked upon earth, pushed nothing but good, right? Telling, hey man, hey, kingdom is at hand, right? But these niggas ultimately, man, they just don't love righteousness, because ultimately they're wicked. Right? So you trying to do right in the wicked world, of course you're going to be looked at as the bad guy, the enemy.
Making yourself a prey.
Yep, Isaiah 59. Right? So with that being said, man, you got to know what you're getting yourself involved into. Be prepared to be an enemy of the world. Right? Your own family. Right? Because the only family you have is the ones that's actually in the truth. It's like, yeah, I got it.
You got it. That was good. That's on point, man. It's a rite of passage for us to be persecuted. Yahweh was looked at like a piece of shit. They spat on the man. They whooped his ass, all kind of shit. They don't get repaid for that. So, hey, man, a lot of us don't have tests, all right, according to our strength. You have something I see, bro.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
You got it.
like the brother was going into, man. What we read in this example of in the book of Esther was an accusation being brought up against the Jews, man. Yep. And the same thing is gonna happen again, man. Esau, and he's doing it right now. Via these particular via social media, you know what I'm saying, with these air flag events that he had with the little chick being jabbed, being poked up on the breast. You know what I'm saying? All videos showing you that that shit was staged, but that shit was still, it was used to get a reaction out of Esau. You know what I'm saying? To promote this mindset of how Jake is an animal, man.
Yeah.
You see, when you read out the usual suspect, you know what I'm saying? We don't have a problem with a race. We don't have a problem with race. We don't have a race problem. We have a problem race. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit, man. So it's an accusation. Right. So accusation is being brought against you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that you number criminals, you thugs, you thieves, you murderers, and we need to do something with you, man. You know?
And like the Elder Malcolm says in Chicago, look what they did to the Northern Kingdom.
Right.
It always happens to the Northern Kingdom first, and it happens to the Southern Kingdom worse. So it's some kind of persecution getting ready to come for our people. Look, man, they talking about sending them niggas National Guard down to Memphis.
Oh yeah.
Then they gonna send them to Chicago. They getting ready to clean you niggas up, man. And that's chump change to what the end result is gonna be. When we're in the thick of Jacob trouble, it's gonna be all out purge scenarios. Worse than that. We're about to see things that we've never seen, that we never read about. All right, you got it.
I want to go back. To that Esther and read a little bit of that. What the decree that the letter that Malachi sent out.
Right.
This is Esther. It says Greek B. So this it says at the top of the chapter. It says Xerxes' proclamation against the Jews. No, it says verse 14. It says this is a copy of the decree. King Xerxes the Great sends the following decree to the governors of his 127 provinces from India to Ethiopia and to the subordinate officials.
Now, may I say this? Imagine, the Tan Man, the Tangerine Man, getting up on the news and having a decree. If you know anybody that identifies himself as a Hebrew Israelite, they must be reported and interned it.
Man.
Yo.
Hey, I heard some niggas I work with brought up the Hebrew Israelites today.
Yeah.
And when I was, I had my headphones up, I was listening to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas was talking to this Filipino dude I work with. He was like, I heard him talking. The Hebrew Israelites, the guys that stand on the corner that wear the purple. So they grouped. We went. Todd kind of went in there yesterday at our side camp, going into that Revelation 12 and 10 about the categorizing, man. Yeah, right. So everybody thinks that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we all just one, we all believe the same thing, and we all have the same mindset. No, man. Yeah. We're gonna be categorized with these people, man.
There ain't gonna be nothing that you can say to people like, oh, I'm not like them.
Right.
They're not gonna care what the fuck you got to say. For you to really know that there's differences between the Hebrew Israelite, you have to really go and study and be somebody that's thorough. The average person, they don't look in the shit. They don't even notice the nuance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for people to notice the difference between the camp to really get it, the spirit has to be on them.
Right. Hey, unless they come up and then they talk to brothers, and then they be like, "Oh, y'all, what old one them?" And then we like, nah, that's a different group. And then we converse with them, and then at the end of it, they be like, "Man, y'all different from them."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You think you're gonna have time to have a conversation? Now I want to say this: the Lord gonna have it to where we're brought before kings and judges. And he gives us the words to speak, right? To where it's proven to people that these people ain't did shit, right? But the vast majority of people, if they know you're in that category, when that time comes, they're gonna think all the shit this devil's saying about you is completely true, and there ain't gonna be nothing you can tell them to sway their mind to be like, no, this is an innocent man. It's gonna be people that fucking know you that's gonna believe the lies the devil about to tell them. That's just a part of the cost that you had to count, man. Yahweh Shah dealt with it. The 12 dealt with it. Many of the believers in time past have dealt with these things. You see? You got it, bro.
All right, going back. It said, verse 15, continuing on, it says, after I became ruler, and you gotta remember this is if I'm not mistaken, this is Mordecai telling them what to say. Because when you read when we read in that last chapter, it says Mordecai called all the secretaries and the dictated their proclamation to him and told him what to say. Right. So now we're going into the letter, and you're gonna see is Malachi telling them what to say because he's gonna big himself up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it says 15. It says, after I became ruler of many nations and mastered the whole world, I resolved that my subjects should always live at peace. I wanted this not because of the pride of my power, but because I was always reasonable and governed my subjects with kindness. I determined to renew that peace that everyone longed for and to do what was necessary to create a civilized kingdom, safe for travel from one border to another. It says, I asked my advisors how to accomplish this goal, It says, then Haman, I said it, Malachi, Mordecai. I meant Haman told the officials what to write down.
Right.
It says, I asked my...
Salakia.
Not good, bro.
You see, he pushed a lot of this bullshit under the guise of what?
Yeah, the king.
Safety.
Right, yep.
What does Esau do? In 2020, he showed you. A lot of the liberties that he took away from you, it was under the guise of safety.
Right.
This is what's safe. This is what's good for you.
Right.
this ain't the devil. You can't tell me this ain't Esau. You got it, bro.
Yeah, man. Verse 16, it says, I asked my advisors how to accomplish this goal, and Haman made a suggestion. He is distinguished among us as a man of great wisdom. Yeah, that nigga big, that nigga bigger than himself. This nigga ain't shit, yeah, this Esau. It says he's distinguished among us as a man of great wisdom, and at all times he has demonstrated his concern for the welfare of the kingdom. It's a lot, bro. It says, because of his unfailing loyalty, he has been raised to the second highest position in the empire. It says, recently Haman told us about a certain unruly people scattered among all the other people of the empire. He explained to us that these people have their own laws, are opposed to every other nation, and constantly ignore royal commands. As a result of their attitude, we are not able to establish the kind of unified government which we earnestly intend for the empire.
These Black Latinos and Native Americans, they don't want us to move forward. They don't want America to step into its golden age. Look, because when they come out with that tip,
we got to take the cities back.
We got to take the cities back. That's always the narrative, bro.
Right. Yep.
And it's only going to continue to ramp up towards the climax of the Lord's movie. So we're going in the past to show you, hey, this is about to happen in the future, but it's going to happen on a greater scale, on a greater level. You see? How you going to move during that time? Those are questions you got to be asking yourself when you ain't going from day to day. When you wake up in the morning, you're praying. When you're going someplace, you pray. You got to have, I need to pass the test. I need to be doing more so that the Lord with me, so that I make the, right moves in that time. This is the kind of this is going to be the reality for us here soon.
Right.
It's not a joke. It's not just a storybook. These are historical accounts that are going to be repeated at a higher level. The Lord will have to be with you, man. What do you need to do so that you're with the Lord? You got it, bro.
I got some.
Huh?
They can write tickets over there.
They write a ticket?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me one at a time.
It don't matter.
Just say, hey, we about to move our car, and we could. One, you go over there, and I can move mine. You move yours, so to speak. It's all right. We always park there. He don't never wear the stickers on.
It's just that one nigga. I seen him. It's the nigga that actually here. Everybody else don't.
Eastern part of the day, write those niggers up. They're parking right there in the median. Write them up.
They doing it too. Like that. So when I seen him go to U-turn, I was like, yeah, it's over there. I just moved my car, but I parked over there, so I should be good.
Yep, anyway, well, you don't have to, it is what it is. We're going to have to figure it out. And, he going hard too, boy. Anyway, so that's the reality that's coming, all right, to Babylon the Great. All right, we got a Maccabees where it was written that it was illegal in the Greek Empire at a point in time for a man to profess himself a Jew. All right? During Xerxes' rule, Haman found a way to make it a decree, but Haman wasn't first in command, he was second in command. So we know eventually he was found out. He was the one, that ending that he sought for the children of Israel, he met that end. Okay? And that's the end that Esau is going to meet.
Exactly.
He has this thought in his head that he could get rid of us, but what's going to be brought upon his head? He's going to be brought low. He's going to be put in captivity and excavated off of the earth after he's done serving his captivity. All right? But if you don't understand those prophecies, if you don't understand who wins at the end of the movie, you could be shaken up by the things that you're going to see. All right? And if you haven't invested in your grace period to build up the spiritual man, you're going to be overtaken by what the carnal man is seeing. You can't pass this test looking with the eyes on your face. You got to start looking with your spiritual eye. Right? And that's the point we want to nail home to you tonight.
Because, you know, the side of the situation is going to look bad, man. I mean, the scriptures don't say it for no reason that the righteous...
Okay, I'll move on.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
But yeah, the scripture says that the righteous shall scarcely be saved. It don't say that for no reason. Meaning that the sight of everything just looks like, man, like, hey, you might not make it out. Right? Only with your carnal eyes, it just looks like, man, like there's just no way out. Right? But if you're spiritual and you hold fast to these scripts, right? You gonna know, man, hey, the Lord, he gonna lift up that standard. Hey, the Lord, he gonna come through for me. Right? He came through for my forefathers. Man, this is no different. He came through for me before. Right? That's why scriptures tells you not to cast away your confidence, which is your faith in your shot. You know, because if you do that, then guess what, man? You're basically just throwing away your crown at that point. Because, you know, what's going to happen? Something's going to happen. You're going to be like, damn, man, the Lord didn't come through when I wanted him to. And then you're going to take the MOTB. Simple as that. Right?
You read Sirach?
No.
I got you. I'll pull it for you, bro.
You don't need to move your car. I can go ahead.
No, bro. I already got it. It's all good. It's Sirach chapter 2 in verse 10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his spirit and was forsaken, or whom did ever, like it says, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Exactly. So look and see, did the Lord, whoever called upon the Lord, that's the servant, meaning, because a lot of people are going to be calling on the Lord. Scripture says, man, there's going to be people say, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied thy name? That's towards you wicked and slothful servant. But the ones that actually been actual servants of Yahweh Shem Shah, he ain't gonna leave them out high and dry. He ain't finna like let you pretty much do all this sacrificing you've been doing, and the Lord been promising his elect that his elect gonna be good. Yeah, some of them gonna taste death, right? But they not finna die as an evildoer type of death, right? And the Lord just finna be like, you know what, man? And F that guy. No, man, he's faithful to his word, because if he allowed pretty much all the elect to die, and especially like in gruesome kind of death like the 2/3 going to get, that will make him a liar. And we know the Lord, he's all righteous, because I'll be unrighteous, right? So that's why brother got the account with Mordecai and Haman, how Haman tried to set him up, just for him to fall into his own damn trap. Right? Because Mordecai, he ended up being good at the end of the day. Him doing all this work, trying to make it seem like he's this good ass guy, and then Lord flipped that shit on his ass just like that, right at the last minute too. Instead of Mordecai, it's gonna be you that get hung. You know? Right. So I know we didn't finish it, but I know that was pretty much the ending of it.
Right. I know. That's a mess for you. Yeah. Break down. Psalms 37 and verse 25. I have been young and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
Exactly, and this is David talking, man. Right? He's been young and he's been old. He's never seen the righteous forsaken or begging bread. In other words, the Lord always took care of his man.
Right.
Right. Bible try to get Isaiah 65, around like 13, 14. Yes. Where it says, "My servants are eating." Because no matter what, man, the Lord's man is going to be good. Right? Hell, we're good now, man. We're in the midst of all this shit going on. Right, bills going up. Right, shit is not getting cheaper, but yeah, we getting more and more excited. Right, that when a normal dude looking at that, or a carnal person looking at that, they were like, man, these niggas are crazy. Right, when ultimately, man, y'all the crazy ones, y'all should be rejoicing too. Right, because we understand that this shit got to get worse in order for Yahweh Shah kingdom to come. Right, point blank period. Man, there's just simply no other way, because two kingdoms can't coincide. Right. 2 Ezra 6:9 is written for a reason, for Esau's the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning, right? So this is the last wicked kingdom we're going to have to deal with, right? Getting up at 5 in the morning or 7 in the morning just to go to work, giving your first to Esau, when you're supposed to be giving your first to Yahweh Shem Shah. Right? That shit dead, man. Right? And then, and in this going around, man, everybody's not going to make it. There's only going to be the elect of Yahweh Shem Shah, man, in this part too.
Right.
But you go ahead and bring it up.
I'll bring it up. Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh Shem Shah, Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Keyword, my servant. Right, so my servant, the ones that been serving Yahweh Shem Shai, fulfilling that Judges 5 and 11, Ezekiel 9 and 4, I'm saying that right, 9 and 4.
Yeah.
Them, the ones that's fulfilling that, them are the ones that's going to be eating in that day. Them are the ones going to be drinking. Them are the ones that are going to have joy in that day. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, they're going to be locked in, but like, bro, when Lord starts delivering you, man, you ain't going to be nothing but smiles for you, man. Like, to know 100%, man, hey, the Lord's protecting me, and there's shit that they can't do about it, bro, man, that's a whole nother faith right there. That's something that majority of these niggas are not going to have. Right, because they rather trust in this system, and that's going to be ultimately to their detriment, as it says in Isaiah 30, also 31, and also Isaiah 36 and 6. Right, them things, man, them going off to Egypt and not trusting in Yahweh Shem Shai is going to come back to bite them in the ass. Right, why? Because you didn't want to be persecuted on this side. Right, you didn't want to be looked at as the bad guy. You wanted to be the cool guy, man. Fuck all that, man. If you come to serve Yahweh Shem Shai, then guess what? You're going to have to deal with that persecution. You're going to have to deal with being looked at as evil to the society.
Right.
Right? Because we live in a wicked society. Looks like if you got a point.
No, I'm just backing you up, bro. Let me see. I'm looking for a scripture real quick, bro.
You good? Because, you know, bro, like people, they don't really count the cost of what it takes when it comes to being in the truth, man. It took scripture to tell you to sit there and count the cost. Know what you're getting into, because the Lord would rather you never come in than to come in and fall out. And now he got to get your ass even worse.
Gotcha.
You know? What you got it, bro?
Matthew 6 and verse 31 in the NLT, it says, so don't worry about these things, saying, what will we eat? What will we drink? What will we wear? These things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers, but your heavenly Father already knows all your needs.
Exactly. As it says, these things dominate the unbelievers. Right? These are because they ain't got no faith in Yahweh. They don't realize that Yahweh Shem Shai, I know you brought it out earlier, how he basically controls everything. Right. Poverty, riches, all that stuff, man. Right? So they're not even know that. So of course it's going to dominate their minds because they think they got the power and control of their destiny or whatever. When they ultimately they clearly don't. Right? The Lord, man, scripture said, man's goings of the Lord. No, poverty comes from the Lord, riches come from, like, we can go in a couple scriptures that goes into that, man.
Right.
But so that's something that the elect's going to understand, that, man, the Lord, he controls I eat when I eat. Right? Even if it seems minuscule now, it's gonna show in Jacob's trouble. That's why scripture just goes into how he's gonna make his man more precious than fine gold. Even the golden wedge of Ophir. Because guess what? The Lord's going to be doing some things that's going to show how valuable the elect is, because they're already that valuable. It's not shown right now because you can go somewhere and go get you a Subway. You can go to 7-Eleven and go get you a little drink, y'all like drinking, right? But what about when that stuff's not at your fingertips anymore? What about when you don't know when you're going to eat? So for you unbelievers, man, it's going to show like, hey man, y'all gonna take the MOTB. Because you know, people like to say now, like, oh, I ain't gonna take it. Well, I ain't taking that shit. But it's easy to say that when your belly is full, man. Like, was it Sirach 12, I think? I think it's a 12 with in prosperity. Yeah, that's right. I think it's 12.
Maybe 13, what's up with 13, bro?
Totally mild or something.
Sirach 11.
Okay.
25. I got you. Sirach chapter 11 and verse 25, it says, in the day of prosperity there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Exactly. So in the day of prosperity is the forgetfulness of affliction. Right, so when you chilling right now, of course you ain't gonna be thinking about what's to come, man. Because then these people here, man, this is their consolation. Right? Why do you think they get so upset when something bad happens to the economy, man? Because they put all their eggs into this basket, right? Because with them putting all their eggs in their basket, they were like, damn, like this shit is getting shaky. Well, for us, man, we know, we for sure know we worship, right? We put our eggs in the basket of Yahweh Shem Shai, spiritual bank account. Matthew 6, 19.
But our riches in the kingdom of heaven, right? And then we go first, 2 Peter 3:13. We see two heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. We're not invested in this place, okay? But it takes faith. It takes the gift of faith to understand there's a world to come, and that this ain't the only world that you got, and that you missing out on some shit here. You got it, bro.
Yeah, now you get it, because they're in the spirit of that Psalms. I think it's 49:11 or 59:11. How they think that this place shall continue, just like at 49:11. How it goes into how they think that this place. Yeah, they want to do. This Psalms chapter 49. Slide through. All right, in verse 11, it says, "Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generation. They call their lands after their own names."
Yeah, so this is really going into pretty much Esau doing this, but guess what? Jake, they're in the mindset of Esau right now. Well, 2/3 of Jake in that mindset. So they're in the mindset of thinking, guess what? This place is going to continue forever. Hey, can't nobody fuck with America, right? So guess what, man? This is ultimately all they fucking know. This is why they're willing to go, sell their soul pretty much to the devil and try to get rich on their side, because this is all they know. Y'all know you only live once, right? That kind of spirit, man, with not understanding that there's reincarnation. Oh, this is not the end all be all. Oh yeah, wait, there's gonna be something a whole lot better coming for you. It's like JJ don't understand that, so guess what? Since they don't understand it, Hosea 4:6, our people are gonna be destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right? So since they're lacking in that knowledge, they're gonna be destroyed. Right? Which you will deserve.
But if you ain't got that, yeah, that's it. I got some real quick.
I'm saying that Isaiah 49:11. You know that's talking about Esau. This nigga go around the earth. Everything out of Psalms 49:11. This nigga go around the earth, name everything out himself. Chuck just recently named to go from Mexico to go from America.
Right.
America named after America of expansion. Edomite.
Right.
So when you mentioned that he said we don't have a race problem, we have a problem race.
Yeah.
Nigga, y'all the problem race.
Right.
That's the wrong way when you said it. The small answer to the problem race, the cheap of your people.
Right.
When you look at any, calamity, you look at disease, you look at, something that just went haywire in the nation. If you really dig into the history of it, the small acts are the root of every problem. That's without fail. You got it.
Okay. This is damn, man, you done threw me out. Nah, it's all good, because I don't know where I want to start now. It's so Rock 10, because the brother had made the point about the Psalms 49 about our people, how that's going into Esau, but our people are taking on the same mindset as Esau. This Sirach chapter 10 in verse 3 says, in verse 2, it says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein."
Exactly. So how as the judge is pretty much how the people are, right? See, hell, they follow Esau. You can tell by the way Jake treats Edomite, man. Right, that whole man. Hell, they already think that with the world even called Jesus, Yahweh is a so-called white man with the word. So of course they're gonna look at him with some kind of reverence, and then they're in power. So it's like, of course they're gonna look that way. But if you're spiritual, right, the Lord allows you to come out of that. You realize that, damn, you've been lied to your whole damn life. Job 9:25, man. Right, so I'm gonna grab that, man. You can bring your point.
This Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, right? The children of Israel that have been given the ways of life. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. Our people have been seduced by this filthy way. They've been seduced by this whore. Okay, the same way Eve was seduced to the garden, our people have been seduced on a global scale. The same way she was seduced by a way that led to death, because it felt good to the flesh. Our people worship their flesh. It goes in the Romans 1, man. They worship the creature more than the creator. They're in their spirit to worship what makes them feel good. And the thing about doing this walk, all right, mimicking what Yahweh Shah did, it don't feel good to the flesh. I'm going to tell you that straight up. All right? And a lot of people who are leaders of congregations, they don't tell you that what we do is not going to feel good. This walk doesn't feel good, but there's reward for it. All right?
This is about delayed gratification. Majority of people, they don't understand that concept. If they're doing something, they don't get instant results. It's bullshit to them. That's why, like you mentioned, our people bend over and desk to get some success in this world. Okay? You got it.
Yeah, I got some. This is Galatians chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. Yeah, 17. It says, "For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." Right? So you got it. Because it's a constant battle on a day-to-day basis just to do what's right because of the flesh. Right? You get read that in Romans 7, verse 14, all the way down. Paul goes into that perfectly. Pretty much the works of the flesh. I do the things I want to do, I do not. But the things I don't want to do, that I do. Right, so that's what we're subject to. That's what we got to deal with. But on the flip side, the 2/3, they're not even trying to fight it, man. Right? They ain't doing nothing. Hey, that's ultimately all they know. Right? That's all I know. Just hey, whatever flesh want, man. Whatever makes what you were saying. Whatever makes me feel good.
The beast. Yeah, literally, basically, that's an animal. An animal doesn't deny its nature. It denies flesh. When it's hungry, it go eats. When it's thirsty, it go drinks. When it wants to have sex, it go have sex. That's why the scriptures say that the master dread about people as brute beasts, man, taken to be destroyed, man.
Yeah, man. That's the real fight. You mentioned that. That's all they don't even fight back. They just go along with, and they conform to the image of the beast. There's a man who's the king of the beast. All right, that's the Edomites.
Yeah. Man, and what's crazy when you look at it, when you go back and you read in the Josephus about Cain, he basically set up a society based off that. If I can pull it real quick, bro. Y'all mind?
Society.
Yeah, let me pull it real quick, man, because I had sent it to a brother earlier, brother out of my wife, man. He basically, man, this is from the Josephus. This is book 1 and chapter 2. And number 2, it says, and when Cain had traveled over many countries, he with his wife built a city named Nod, which was a place so called. And there he settled his abode, where also he had children. However, he did not accept of his punishment in order to amend it, but he increased his wickedness. For he only aimed to procure everything that was for his own bodily pleasure. It says, though it obliged him to be injurious to his neighbors. It says he augmented, basically enlarged his household substance with wealth by raping and violence. He excited his acquaintances to pursue pleasure and spoils by robbery, and became a great leader of wicked men, of men in wicked courses. He also introduced a change in the way of simplicity where man lived before. He was the author of measure and weights.
Measure weights.
Right.
It might my M-Shell power. It might be. She might be.
Yep.
The measure weights, so the falsified weights. All right. You talk about the user, the exorbitant amounts of interest that he pushes today. That's a tactic that he's saying that. It shows you who's the source of the fucking problem or the conditions that are playing out on the earth today.
Right.
This nigga here.
He like it said, he introduced a new way. You know what I'm saying? Right. That this nigga doing this now? Yeah. And he start doing that shit.
You gotta go work for a corporation to pay for a place to live on. You're paying taxes on everything. You're paying taxes on stuff that you got tax money. You don't get paid for the work that you did that day. Unless you got a job that got daily pay, but they still taxing that. Okay, it's not enough still, regardless, for you to live. This man, he is the problem race.
And the society is based on pleasure, fulfilling the lust of your flesh. Everything you want to do in this place, you can do. Niggas can do it, but literally, damn near anything but righteousness. Yeah. You want to do some righteousness, then it's outlaw. Right. You know what I'm saying? Man, that shows you how backwards this damn society is, man. And that shows you that the Lord is not with the society. The Lord is not with you constantly fulfilling the lust of your flesh. If you constantly fulfilling the lust of your flesh, you're in sin. Yeah. And that's exactly a society that came influence. That's the vibration he pushed out in the earth, like we just read, man. Yeah. It said he pushed on his neighbors, to procure the pleasure of their flesh, man. Yeah. By robbery and by raping, by doing it, we can just do it by will. You know what I'm saying?
And when the Greeks came on the scene, and Alexander died as 4 generals took over, the scripture said what? Evils increased in
right.
Yeah. They was on that same shit.
Man, listen a little bit more. I'm gonna go right to what you said, bro. Let me continue on. It says, where I leave off? It says he also introduced a change in the way of simplicity where a man lived before and was the author of measure and weight. And whereas they lived innocently and generously while they knew nothing of such arts, he changed the world into cunning craftiness. He first of all set boundaries about lands. He built a city and fortified it with walls, and he compelled his family to come together to it. He called the city Enoch after the name of his eldest son, Enoch. And Jared was the son of Enoch, whose son was Methuselah. I always mess his name up, bro. Methuselah, how you say it, bro? Yeah, let me see it right there. Let's see it right there. Malalel, you got the water, bro. It says he named whose son was Methuselah. It says whose son was Lamech. He had 77 chosen by 2 wives. It says let me see.
Yeah, how many children were there?
Yeah, 77.
By 2 wives?
Right.
That's hard. They had to be chained up. They lived a long time, so
right.
It's different.
It says, but you ball. I'm gonna jump down. Bro. So it goes into the neck. All right. It says, and because he was so skilled in matters of divine revelations, this is going to the neck. It says that he knew he was to be punished for Cain's murder of his brother. He made that known to his wives. Even while Adam was alive, it came to pass that the posterity of Cain became exceedingly wicked. Everyone successfully died one after another, more wicked than the former. Wickedness increases. Yeah, multiplying. Worse, to the point where Lord had he said, I gotta get these people right. That is the one that started selling weapons, right? Yeah, so number 2, right, yeah. That's the first arms dealer in the scriptures. And Esau selling weapons all over across the world, man. Exciting people unto war. So everybody war with each other, everybody trying, you know what I mean? So to the point that the Lord had to flood everybody. Two ball made he was just making a blast. Yeah, he was right. Yeah. But through that line, look at all the violence that came forth. Right. Esau, I think it was a Japhetic nation that they bought weapons from. Once they bought the weapons, they went back and killed them. It's a historical account. I'm going to have to find it in this one. These people bought weapons from the neighboring country. Then when he killed them and took the money back, they bought the that's what niggas do with weapons. Right, yeah. But they got it from Esau, man. The ways of the right, the neighbor, ways of the wicked seduce them. Right. All the evil tactics that you see in the world started with this nigga. He's the father of lies and deceit, wicked evil. It's him. Right. That was it on that, bro. Yeah, that was it on that. You got it. That's what you got. Yeah. It's Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that said thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword to take peace from the earth. And there was given unto him a great sword, whose blessing was a sword in the scriptures. Esau Edom. This man is taking peace from the earth. That's why the world is in a mourning state. You go to, what is that? Is it Proverbs 29? Yeah, 29. So when the earth is the righteous and the Lord, the people mourn. Yeah. You know? But that horse in Revelation 6 Esau. The red represents power. Horse represents power. Red represents Esau. You got it. This is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, But when the wicked bear wrong, the people mourn.
When all the people are mourning. All right? You're going to have the people too. There's a nation of people that heapeth unto themselves all nations. And they cause the whole world to be in a mourning state. Because they force their wine, their philosophy, their way upon all of the people. Who else might this be? If you had to line up all the nations in a lineup, you got on the movies, they got the Jake behind the glass, they got to point out the criminal in the lineup. You tell us who it is. And we'll tell you, really, let you know what it is. Esau is Edom, the so-called white man, small hat being the head of him, right? Head of that council in Psalm 33. But a guy like Vocab will sit here and tell you the Edomites are done away with.
Right.
While you get that not a Jew over there, going into the prophecy saying we're supposed to eradicate Amalek. Jerusalem gonna be ours forever. That's it. He going into the scriptures. Saying Jerusalem's supposed to be ours forever. This David see. How did David get Jerusalem? He had to get rid of all the nations that was occupying the land. Really preaching. But all the apologists, all the Christians, all the people, we the problem. But this people over here just slaughtering babies. The baby killers. Where are our kids' babies? Remember that? They saying that to his ass? There's nothing over there. Right. But we the problem. Fuck you people, man. And if you don't try to touch it, the boy ain't gonna let you do it. You're the one that's gonna pay this time, man.
Yeah, it really shows how wicked this place are. I mean, this place is. All right, because like you said, man, we ain't even less defended than nobody. We're I don't want to say kind, but we're law-abiding citizens. That we don't go around causing trouble. Okay, yeah, we might say a couple things, but we ain't doing nothing. Like we ain't doing nothing but pretty much serving the Lord.
I'm a square. In the world, it's like I'm a square. So all the world wants to do is go home and with my family. That's it. I'm a square.
Right.
Be a square. Don't be cool. All that bullshit. No. Being cool, you gotta be attached to the world in some way to be cool.
Yeah.
You really think about it. For you to be cool, you gotta be attached to the world in some kind of way.
Yeah, because that means niggas gotta fuck with you.
Yeah.
Something.
If the coolest niggas in the world, niggas is fucking with them. Look at Young Thug. He's gonna get fucked on for a long time. I don't want nothing to do with nobody in that realm of the world.
Right.
Fuck that nigga. Fuck niggas later.
Right.
Okay? Be a square, bro. Just do what you're supposed to do. And in your leisure time, be about the mission, man. Find time to give your time to the Lord. Okay?
Right.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, love not the world. Last week, last week his eyes were red, and he put him right here at the camp. It's just like he was running circle. There's a little food robot that John Ron Dallas. Shit, baby, he's probably in his program. He never heard a keyword. It's like, I gotta get rid of these niggas.
Yeah.
Back in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Starting at verse 15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. If you love black culture, don't beat me across the head with no if you're infatuated with black culture and you don't see nothing wrong with it, nigga, you tripping. The love of the Father, and when you really examine black culture for what it is, what's uplifting in black culture, and you really get into the scriptures, you realize that all that shit is contrary to the word. You might like the beat of a couple songs and things like that, but you really think about the mindset that comes along with black culture. It's separate from the Most High. You can't do both. Yeah, we got things we grew up with. As you get older, you realize, like, man, we some bullshit. I used to love that song, Mrs. Jones, growing up as a kid, but now I remember too, like, this is adultery. Me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going. That's a fucking adulterous that they gotta get put to death. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a bunch of, you start really examining this shit for what it is. You're like, bro, this shit is off. And then you're like, man, I want to get into it, I want to enjoy it, but I can't. I literally can't. You know? You got it, bro. Let's see over here.
Nah, I'm real, baby.
God damn, it's like everything. Then You know, you go around your family, you go to the family get together. You can't even look at all the shit the same. You can't. That's why you mentioned earlier in Ezekiel 9:4, the righteous are going to be sighing and crying for the abomination that in the midst of them. You're going to be grieved in the spirit. If you don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shah, and you're not grieved with the shit around you, you haven't been reading enough to know that the shit is wrong around you. Okay? Or you just don't know what the fuck is going on. Or you're not about Yahweh Shem Shah. You can't be about Yahweh Shem Shah and be okay with the predicament our people are in, with the way the society is run. You can't be okay with it. Name a good thing about this society. Name something in this society that's uplifting and it leads to life. You'd be hard pressed. So this place gotta go, man. The people gotta go. Because they're clung to this image. They worship the image of the beast. And because they worship that image, they're gonna take that mark. So they're enemies of our Lord. They're enemies to us.
Let me see, bro. I got more on this, man.
John, this is 1 John chapter 2, now verse 16. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever."
Exactly. Exactly, man. So it tells you it's all contained in the world, which is everything that's completely contrary unto Yahweh Shem Shah. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life. All that is complete things that the Lord does not like, man, that he hates. Right? So with that being said, man, as I got the next verse, man, he that does the will of the Lord, that's the one that's going to abide forever. Right? Because guess what they're going to be promoting? Life. Right? Because everything that's not promoting life, you by default promoting death. Right? That's so. This for you, Luan. This is Sirach chapter 9 and verse 12 in the GNT. It says, "Don't take pleasure in the things that make ungodly people happy. Remember that they will be held guilty as long as they live."
Don't take pleasure in the things that make ungodly people happy. You shouldn't have a lot in common with people in the world.
Right.
If you find yourself having a deep, fulfilling conversation with a nigga in the wall, nigga, you're tripping. What do y'all got in common?
Right.
That y'all just so buddy-buddy. You can have associates where people y'all might shoot the shit about the Cowboys and Lamb drop the pass or something. Alright? But you ain't having intimate conversations with this nigga.
Right.
What can y'all relate about? What about y'all spirits resonate?
Right. No, I'm just agreeing, man.
You see what I'm saying? You can't do both.
Right.
You niggas, so if you see a nigga with creases on his t-shirt and he's trying to do both, he's not in the truth really. You get what we're saying? Because people always look at us crazy when we say, why the fuck ISUPK got all these mixtapes? They got hella rap videos and mixtapes. Sakari had hella rap videos. They're trying to mix black culture with this truth.
Calling each other niggas.
Real niggas, academy.
Even the middle.
Why would somebody who's about the realness of Yahweh Shem Shah, a new rulership and dominion being established, dignity, honor? Why would somebody that's trying to associate themselves with those things try to associate themselves with attitude too? It does not make sense. I don't get that. You shouldn't get it. What the fuck are we doing? But they must all hate me. Oh, bitch, we gotta come. I'm not coming together with no nigga that buys pancakes on Amazon. No. You shouldn't be just vibing with people in the world. What are we doing? But that's what these other groups are having you to believe. They're trying to tailor this walk to the world. We cool, we better, buddy. We know how to navigate the world. Don't get it twisted. We know how to navigate with people. We could be in any room. We can get this knowledge to understand it. The Lord has allowed you to be able to navigate any room that you put in. But we're not cool with these people. We don't want to be around these people for extended periods of time. I got a social time limit. You check that out, bro. We're about to get ready to wrap up, man. So I'll be on to y'all. You know, let's modify when to give all praise once more too. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kabadash. Devil is the apostle. Devil is the all the brothers and with the truth and sincerity. Bless the flesh. Shalom.